Hey guys, it's good to see you again. Today we're going to read a book called Discover Sound. But before we get started, I wanted to remind you of the words that we're trying to remember and keep in our brain this week, okay? The first one is investigate. It means to look into carefully and closely in order to learn. Can you say that word? Investigate. The next one is discover. Discover means to learn or to find out about through study or by observing. Can you say that word? Discover. That's a funny picture. This word is communicate. It means to exchange thoughts, ideas, or information. Can you say communicate? This one is explain, to make clear in speech or writing, show in detail. Say explain. Good job. All right, last one. Evidence, something that gives proof. Can you say evidence? Good job. All right, so before we get started, I want to talk to you about noticing what repeats in a book, okay? Sometimes to figure out what a book is mostly about, we have to pay attention to the words that you see over and over again in the story, okay? So on each page, I want us to notice what's repeating, okay? See if we can figure out what words tell us what this book is mostly about, all right? And yesterday, you read a book called Sound. And we noticed that the word sound appeared a lot in that book. And as we begin this new book today, I want us to think about the words that happen over and over because they may be important, okay, in this book. So let's pay attention to the words that repeat a lot in the book. All right, you ready? The title is Discover Sound, and I'm going to move myself out of the way a little bit. The author, the person who wrote the words in this book, is Pamela Hall. Do you see her name? And it was illustrated. That means the pictures are by Jane Yamada. Okay. Does anybody know what this page is called? That's right, the table of contents. Okay. And so it tells us some topics that we may want to learn about or where we may find an answer to a question in the book. So some of the topics are create vibrations, and we can find that on page 4, or listen up. You can find that on page 10. Make some noise. You can find that on page 15. So it shows us where to go to find information. Okay. Move myself out of the way again. All right, so the heading on this page says create vibrations. What sounds have you made today? Did you hum or sing? Did you whisper or shout? Did you stomp your feet or bang a drum? All of those sounds began the same way, with a vibration. A vibration is a special way that something moves. So look at this little girl. Does anyone know what this instrument is that she's playing? That's right, that's called a flute. This says blowing air into a flute creates vibrations. Bang a hammer and it vibrates. It moves back and forth very fast, but ever so slightly. The hammer shakes the air around it. Vibrations move through the air and in invisible waves. Invisible, that means you can't see it. You can't see the hammer vibrating, but you may feel the movements in your hand. Do you see him? What does it look like he's creating? That's right, it looks like he's constructing a birdhouse to me. Imagine a rock tossed into a still pond. See the ring of waves in the water? Sound waves move away from the hammer the way water ripples away from a rock. Sound waves go on and on until they run out of energy. And this little thing right here in this little box, this caption says, sound waves move like these ripples. However, sound waves travel in all directions, not just across one flat surface. Did you notice that they repeated a word 3 different times on this page? What word did you hear a lot? Sound. They mentioned the word sound a lot. So I'm thinking that if we're noticing what word repeats to see what the book's mostly about, probably sound is a good inference we can make. Oh, this caption says, listen up. Are you close enough to the sound waves? If you are, tiny bones in your ear will vibrate. Cupping your hand near your ear will help you hear. Have you ever seen someone do that? They're trying to listen and they put their hand up like this. Helps you hear better. The vibrations are turned into signals that go to your brain. Your brain figures out what the sound is. There's that word again. Sound must be really important in this book. It says, headphones let us hear things without bothering others. I bet you know what headphones are. We used those in kindergarten, didn't we? Yep. What makes some sounds high? Things that make high sounds vibrate very fast and the sound waves are close together. This instrument that this boy has is called a violin, and a violin makes high notes. Okay. All right, this is going to be our last page for the day, and we'll finish this book tomorrow. It says things that vibrate slowly make lower sounds. The sound waves are farther apart. There's that word again, sound. It says a sousaphone makes low notes. So that's what that instrument is called. So I have a question for you. This is our stopping point for today, and we'll finish this book tomorrow. So my question for you, you can speak to an adult that's near you or anyone that will listen. Tell them about it. What did you learn about sound today? We decided that sound was what this book was about because that's the word that repeated a lot. So what did you learn about sound today? All right, I'll see you tomorrow.